Hey everyone, welcome back. Well, it's another day and another raw upload. Today, I'm gonna show you what we like to call the Minecraft build. Now, this is a 140 to 150 kpm build that uses the melee influence arcane. Again, hooray! But you'll see pretty quickly on what's interesting about this build. Anyways, it's very, very simple to use. I don't care what you use for your pistol or your primary. Dexterity arcanes can help to extend combo duration. Otherwise, the main thing to understand is you need to use a Zaw. Courtesy comes out to... I was told I was pronouncing the name wrong, but this entire idea comes from Arianda Drake, who frequents our Twitch channel quite a bit. So if you have anybody to thank and you see them around, please direct it towards them, as this was not my idea and is a spin-off from the original Blood Altar punching bag build. So this does work best on stealth frames due to stealth multipliers and spreading the stealth hits from the original target with melee influence. However, the main thing you just really need to understand is bring attack speed and just don't die. Stealth obviously helps being invis, but health tanking will work as well. Enemy radar helps you figure out where enemies are from. Rest of this does not matter, use whatever frame you want. These shards also don't matter, this is a leftover from some other build, you don't need any shards for this. So let's look at this Zaw. I made a Dokram Sikala Varjit Jai 2. It is, I guess, built for some crit chance and status. I don't think it makes a huge difference here. It needs to be gilded, obviously, but the entire premise is this. Exodia hunts. Whenever you ground slam, you have a 50% chance to pull enemies in within a 12-meter radius. Well, Rending Crane's combo on the neutral spam E, it's all just slam attacks. Everything is a slam attack, so you will be pulling enemies in constantly. And you'll be hitting a bunch of them constantly because they're directly under you, which means you have a high chance of proccing electric on them, which will activate melee influence. Hey Humble Phil, thank you for the follow, welcome, welcome. And when you activate melee influence with this, all of a sudden, all of those enemies that you are stepping on and pounding away with your Rending Crane stance are eating a ton of procs, and all of those procs will be spread in a 20-meter AoE. That's simply it. Now, for this build, Condition Overload of course works because the damage spread scales off to the procs that you've dealt to the enemies, so this is going to help out a lot there. Prime Smite Grenier helps a lot again because electric dots will double dip on this for 2.4 times more damage. Of course, we have our crits and status so that we can surpass 100 crit and status. We have Viral so we can buff our damage because that gets spread too, as well as Shocking Touch. Kills from Influence will also activate Berserker Fury, so this is super easy to upkeep and the reason why I brought it. The other part of the puzzle, Nerimon, so you don't lose your combo, yada yada, that's not too important, but it is our companion. I chose Adirga for our coil spam because it will prime everything that is beneath our feet that you're stepping on. Manifold Bond is easy to activate because, well, you're going to be whacking those enemies for IPS, Viral, and Electric, so that's more than 3. But on top of this, the enemies from melee influence will only take the Viral and Electric because influence does not spread IPS. However, our Dirga is outfitted with IPS, Gas, and Magnetic, which means it will tag everything bright beside me with Gas and Magnetic too. So that means melee influence will now spread Viral, Electric, Gas, and Magnetic. And when they die from the electric procs that I'm spreading literally everywhere, every single kill that is within that 20-meter radius will activate Manifold Bond, resetting our Arc Coil spam even faster, so it can basically proc 2-3 times a second forever. And that is pretty much it. So for a demonstration on how this build works now, well, let's take a look at Survival on Steel Path. Bane does help a fair bit here. It's not absolutely mandatory, but I would recommend it, especially if you're not using a stealth build, because then you're not going to have the stealth multiplier. But of course, I will demonstrate what happens when I'm both invis and not invis. Rustroni, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. So let's open up with an invis build first because I don't have combo. But you can see all of these enemies over here, so I want to come this way. So basically, I just hold down quick melee forever, and you'll start noticing that enemies that are not even near me will start dying. because of melee influence, spreading all of those melee electric procs that I'm getting on the enemies that are stuck beneath my feet. I slam down once and all of them eat procs, and every single one of those procs will get redistributed again. So I end up basically slam once and apply, what, like 5-10 electric procs to everything else around me. This is what the build looks like if you don't go invis, and you can probably see why I call this build the Minecraft build, because clearly we are just looking for diamonds. This is our pickaxe, and the Grineer are getting in our way, and we're looking for diamonds to craft our best gear. That's all you do. You literally just do this the entire time. Wait until you proc melee influence again, and now we got it. Now stuff starts dying again. Of course, if you're on a health tank frame, you could probably bring stuff like Roar to buff up the damage from the build a lot more, and to benefit from that scaling. Like, look, we're already at 145 kills, and we had the stuff at the start, so like the first 10 seconds or so got wasted. But if I go back and invis on this setup, I don't have any other buffs, but I do finally get stealth multipliers this time, which leads to a lot of extra damage. And what this means is you can use this Minecraft build on any frame in the entire game, just like pretty much almost every single melee build that I have showcased from this updates until now. I guess this is just the new standard for melee builds moving forward of, well, 150, 160 KPM type of setups as a baseline. But yeah, as you can see, life support is completely full and I have absolutely no issues whatsoever. You can also technically use armor strip stuff, but I would not recommend it because Roar is probably going to be more than enough damage to kill everything off from the ticks. And the only reason why I might even consider using endurance is, no, for using an armor strip is if you for some reason, knock on wood, on your sanity of choosing to bring a build like this into endurance contents, then the armor is going to be too much, and you would really want to just, well, armor strip your way through everything. But yeah, that's this build. The last little bit of a token while we work on a new build that I'll probably have out way later today or tomorrow. And, as I said once again, you have Ariana to thank for this, because this is not my build. Xmas units give me a little bit of a problem in it while I'm waiting for melee influence to trigger once again. But yeah, my recommendation would probably be building a status-based Zaw, as you want to take this even further, since the one I had is a little bit more crit focused, and thus as a result does not have the same amount of electric procs as you would normally expect a full status Zaw to have. But you can see enemies dying all the way over here, which proves that the bonus damage scaling for my stealth multiplier does get passed on to other enemies. Roar is not nerfed, however, do remember that if you subsume it on, it only has 30% damage boost instead of 50 like it originally was on Rhino. But yeah. Invis showcase, I guess. And we'll just wait until the Acolyte spawns. Hopefully it's not a 7-minute run. And I just want to show you how, no, this is not a perfect way to kill an Acolyte. I mean, you can kill them with this. It's not super duper fast, but it definitely works. And I would generally recommend to bring a actual proper weapon to kill them with instead of relying on this kind of jank setup. But yeah, just hold down E. Auto melee. I only needed like one enemy up there and I'm dealing pretty good damage to the ones down there. They also died. This isn't even that great of a tile. Yeah, okay. So, I'm going through, that tile is scuff. But we are still sitting at about 120 to 130 at the moment. Also that I was demonstrating non-stealth, where I lose damage because no stealth multiplier. And I also chose not to bring Roar. So once more, this is a baseline on what you can reference as a build. let's come over here and hit these enemies. And if I do this, I don't know if the Acolyte is within range or not. It might not be. No, I don't think the Acolyte is within range. But yeah, if you walk up to the Acolyte like this, it does not do obscenely high damage. But yeah, you can slowly kill them off while everything else is also dying. Because you're still spreading the procs on everything else, right? Kind of Pepega build, but it works. And there we go. So it is time to extract. I hope you all appreciated this video and enjoyed the funny little things that we can do with Melee once again as a result of the new arcades and mechanics. I don't actually know where I'm supposed to go. I'm gonna guess it's this way. You know. And I do think this video is going to be a pretty long one due to Extract being that far away and the Acolyte kill taking for a while. So all I will say is like and subscribe always goes a long way. Stay tuned if you want to see more updates on build guides, because as I always say, 79.5% of you are not subscribed. I'm trying my best to bring you new information out always, as soon as possible, like I've been doing with the Whispers in the Wall updates. Also, another pro tip, if you press spacebar here, then it instantly skips the 10-second cooldown before you go back to your ship. But that'll be for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.